fine motor activity, you need a sponge, you need scissors, and then you need some form of token. It can be buttons, it can be coins, just something hard that a child can push into a sponge. So basically I just took a kitchen sponge and then scissors, and then all you need to do is you need to just cut little slices into the sponge. They can be different sizes. I've got smaller slices, longer slices. I'm just going to pull it like this so you can see the different sizes. And then the aim of this, it is nice if you use coins, okay, because then it's a nice size. I just have these different size buttons, is for them to pick it up, obviously with their thumb and their index finger, and then they're going to stick it in to these different slices in the sponge and push it down. So they're just going to take the index finger and thumb and push it down. The deeper the better, because at the end of this activity they need to dig it out as well. So you can let them push it down, push it down. This one, obviously I didn't cut deep enough. Of course it doesn't matter because it makes that one easy for them to get out. Here you can see that slice is a thinner one. And then once they've done all of that, then they need to go back in and dig it out. 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 Now what you can do to integrate, if you'd like to, is they can count how many they put in. If you have different colors, how many black they put in, how many white they put in. But obviously this is a fine motor activity, so what the skill that we are focusing in on is your index finger, your thumb pushing in and then pulling out. We've done it with the right hand, so we are going to do it with the left hand as well. Your thumb, your index finger, push it in, 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 and then pulling it out, pulling it out, pulling it out. Whatever we do, the right hand, we need to do with the left hand to strengthen muscles in both hands. Today's fine motor activity, we're going to do some tweezer work. Now, this obviously is a tong, but using a bigger tweezer is better for your child if they are battling with fine motor skills. A tweezer that mommy uses obviously to pluck eyebrows or to take out splinters is very small, and they are going to struggle with that. But if you see that your child is really mastering this and it's very easy, you can move to a smaller tong, and then if they get to that kind of tweezer work, you're welcome to do that. It goes on your child's ability. So what we're going to do is we're going to use pegs. We're going to pack up pegs. You can use different colors if you want to make it more exciting. And put some pegs out, and then you're going to let your child pick them up with the tongue, and then they can put it back in the bowl if you would like them to. You can move it from one area to the next area. I'm just going to put some scrambled up to make it a bit more complicated. So you can say to them, move it to this side of the table instead of putting them nicely in a row. Make them in a heap. Please remember again, what you do with your right hand, you must do with your left hand, because obviously we are stronger with our dominant hand, but we have to strengthen the muscles in our weaker hand. So then again, we must pick up, move to the one side of the table. If you'd like to integrate this with colors, then you can put your pegs out. And then you can say to your child, pick up the blue peg. And then they must pick up the blue peg. Pick up the red peg. Pick up the red peg. Pick up the green peg. Pick up the pink peg. So you can integrate activities, and then it makes it easier for you, because then you've done fine motor activity and you've done some draw work because you've done colors with it. Today's fine motor activity is buttoning. Now this is a life skill that our children need to master, but it is quite tricky. So what I recommend is that you start with big buttons. Now some of our children's coats do have these big buttons, but it's mainly more found on adult coats. So this is one of my coats that I'm using. So I would recommend that you use mommy's coat or even daddy's coat, that they can use a big button to push through the hole. Now what we are going to do is we are going to help them and guide them and show them that the slit here is where the button needs to go through. And we're going to show them, demonstrating first, that we've got a hole. We're going to put the button through with this hand and we're going to push it and then pull it. Open the hole, we're going to push it and pull it. Open the hole, push it and pull it. Open the hole, push it and pull it. So, like I said, this is a very difficult skill. This stage, you don't need to teach them how to undo it. Most of the teachers will help with our children's unbuttoning. If they're able to do it, that's fantastic. But keep practicing this with them. Open with both hands, then it's open and they can pull it up. Take the button from the bottom, push it through and then pull it from the top. Open, take the button from the bottom, push it through and pull it. Open, push it from the bottom and pull it. And that's what you practice with the big buttons. If you see your child is able to master the big buttons and it's not a problem, then you can move on to a set of smaller buttons. So if you see here, these buttons are considerably smaller than those buttons. So once again, this is now one of my jackets. If your child has a jacket that has a smaller button, that's fantastic. They can work on theirs. If they don't, let them work on yours. Make sure they have clean hands though, because obviously you don't want muddy little hands on your jacket. So the same concept. Pull it open, take the button from the bottom, push it through and pull. Open, open, push it through from the bottom and pull. And then this is what you're going to carry on. Carry on practicing. If your child has not mastered this, you do not move on to a smaller button. If you see your child is perfectly fine with this, then you can move on to an even smaller button. But what you are going to find is these buttons are very difficult. They are very challenging. But it is good because this is the size of buttons that are found on children's clothing. So obviously this is the skill level where we would like to get our children to go. So these are the small holes that we have that we'd like them to get open. We'd like them to, from the bottom, push it through and pull. But now this is very delicate work. So you can practice this with them if they get to this level. To open, push and pull. If they don't get here, that's fine. We keep practicing on the bigger buttons, the medium buttons. If we're not able to do the big buttons, we just keep practicing. Because eventually we'll master the big buttons and then we'll get to medium buttons and eventually we'll get to the small buttons.